save. What a header that was.
Yes, all that has been happening on Chelsea TV and online in these past few days. Most importantly, on the field, 2 more games, 2 more wins, Pat Nevin. 40 points and staying up.
Hooray!
Officially.
Yeah, we should start singing that a little bit. No, fantastic that we've had such a brilliant start to the season. The other start I really like, we've won more Premier League games this season than we won the entirety of the last season. That's a stunner.
That is before Christmas, bonkers really. Fabregas with the goal up on Weir's side, well done him, lovely finish. And Courtois as well, both ends of the half.
Well, Fabregas absolutely phenomenal that he comes in, the manager decides to bring him for Matic, and he scores a goal. That's not a bad decision, that one. I like that one. But Courtois, that really got me because this is not the first time he goes out at half-time to warm up. Now, is it doing it because he's bored, because he's got cold, or whatever reason? He's done it a couple of times now, but thank goodness he did.
And he told us about it afterwards.
When it's summer weather or not cold, we can stay warm and it's no problem. But when it's now cold like this, it's good to keep yourself warm, be again busy with your hands, and it proved myself good because early second half I made a good save and then the last minute as well, so that was very good.
Could have been any one of 3 ex-Blues scoring for Sunderland. None of them did. Barini normally does. Gilabodji, I thought, had quite a good game actually, but Patrick Van Arnold was the one.
I mean, he thought that was in. It was hilarious because he goes to go and celebrate, and we don't like to laugh at our ex-players, We like Patrick Van Arnold, but he's going to celebrate their nightmare. So, old players, friends, but don't score against us.
That was Sunderland. West Brom was the worst game of football and nothing interesting happened except the fact that Frank Lampard popped by to say hello afterwards. He met Antonio Conte, had a few pictures and went in the dressing room. And on the subject of old friends, down at Cobham, Andrea Pirlo came to see Antonio Conte and 2 people keeping fit. The Coles back with the under-23s. I mean, brilliant for them, the youngsters to be training with Joe and Ashley.
Players of that standard, the youngsters will look at them, they'll probably still learn stuff. You might lose some pace, but you don't lose knowledge of the game, so that's really good for the kids to see these guys around. But also in the bigger term, this is a play that welcomes back the heroes, and certainly the 2 goals were definitely heroes.
Training ground is a happy place at the moment, Cobham. Cesar Azpilicueta has signed a new deal there this week. That is brilliant news for him.
Yeah. Funnily enough,
and for Chelsea.
I think that's the biggest smile I've seen this season, when I saw him after that. And then he goes out and he plays against Sunderland, and I have to say, I thought he was a 10 out of 10. Don't give him any 10s out of 10s, but I thought that game, he did everything right and a little bit more.
Now, speaking of smiles in Cobham, let's have a look at this. So this is Costa to Alonso. Evasive action. That is Piers, our cameraman.
Reporters, cameramen, everyone, groundsmen, you're in danger because they'll always aim balls at you.
The under-23s, there's been a lot of youthful action recently, but we're going back to Friday night. The live game on Chelsea TV was Man United going in front but being stuffed by 85 Ashes under-23s. 3-1 the final score. It could have been 10. There were lots of highlights. Ike Ugbo had a particularly good game, but we particularly enjoyed this. This wasn't a goal. Double nutmeg here. The crowd absolutely loved it, Pat. One there.
Absolutely deliberate. And let's have another.
And then another.
Oh, ouch. I mean, it's one of those ones where you will get kicked afterwards. That's exactly what happens with any defender. But he's definitely gone for it. Sometimes you get a fluky one, but he's definitely gone for that. See, when I played, see if I went for a nutmeg, A, someone will come up and kick you, and B, it'll probably be your own manager.
Yeah, right. Ike was also on target, by the way, for the under-18s. They started their Youth Cup defence. Of course they won. They scored 5 goals against Cardiff. They were absolutely brilliant, 4 of them in 6 minutes. And we're going to not show you any of the goals, we're going to show you this. Jody Morris, little fella himself, but not as little as the bloke running in and out of his ears.
Yeah.
There he is.
It must have been itchy because he's given it a little scratch, hasn't he?
And back in again. Whoop, there he goes. And out the other side. Earhole man coming soon to a football pitch near you. Right, let's have Game of Loads. We'll start in Germany. Andreas Christensen scored the only goal, a 1-0 winner for Gladbach against Mainz. And it's all about him and his former teammates, actually, who won things at under-18 and under-19 level, because Izzy Brown scored for Rotherham against QPR. Casey Palmer got the winner for Huddersfield over Bristol City. And in that same game, wham bam, Tammy Abraham. Pat did this.
As always, I mean, he had a fantastic start to the season. Had a little bit of a quiet period for a little bit, but being in the right place at the right time. Not every goal is going to be an absolute classic. You know what? Do you reckon you could score that
Yeah,
one?
I reckon
it's a classic old one where you say, you know, that doesn't count, it's too easy. But get in the right place at the right time. Little sniff of offside, possibly so. He doesn't give us stuff.
That's it for Game of Loans for now, but moving on, Christmas video time. That's just been released this week, the Chelsea players. Here's a little bit of that.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Glad tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Chelsea family board games at Christmas, how lovely. But the boss Pat doesn't usually do this, hasn't really done it before, even though we're used to it.
We're used to it, absolutely. I think it was 23 years in a row I wasn't with my family for the entirety of Christmas Day. Yeah, I missed the whole day, or the vast majority of the day. And do you know how much sympathy you got?
None.
None.
Now the last game before Christmas is Palace, away, early kick-off again. They can't keep goals out. It's hard to see, isn't it, where this run's going to end for Chelsea?
I don't know. Palace is always a difficult place to go. A lot of teams have tripped up over in the last few years, and they've got kind of nothing to lose either. What is interesting though is the changes they will make. We don't seem to make a lot of changes. One the other week there against, obviously Matic came out, Fabregas comes in, but everything else sort of stays the same. Whereas every team that plays against Chelsea now makes differences, changes with personnel, with a system, style of play, you name it.
A win at the Palace would make it 11 league wins running for the first time in a single season for Chelsea Football Club. Not surprisingly, the mood's pretty good. We'll see you next week.